Hi everyone, I've had a few requests on the Bannock bread I tend to make inside one of these, which is a larger than life baked bean tin. If you compare it to the actual normal size baked bean tin, you can actually see it is quite a bit bigger. This one actually sizes up, so it's 4 inches across the top by 4.5 inches down the side. These can be either the large baked bean tins you can get, but I've seen people use anything up to the large coffee tins, but of course you'll need a larger volume of mixture for that. With this one, it's quite a simple mixture. I can't remember who passed this one on to me, to be honest, but it's quite simple. Let's get that out of the way in a minute. So you have 3 cups of flour, plain flour. You have 2 cups of dried semi-skimmed milk, 1 cup of raisins, and then on top of that you have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 4 teaspoons worth of sugar. So with that, it is basically literally you tip it all together, you put it into a bag and you take it out with you, and then when you want it you just add the relevant water that you need to make a mix up. With this mixture actually fits that tin pretty decent, to be honest. When it is cooking it will overspill by a few inches, but with that though, that won't cause you any issues with the cooking of it. So all I'm going to do now is just tip all of this in. That's absolutely everything going in. So as I said, you can just chuck this into a bag, and then with that you can then basically just take this out with you. So with this then you will need some water to hand to be able to wash your hands afterwards, because this does get pretty sticky. So what I'll do now is, if I tip all this in, if not all of it, a fair amount, like that, I'll probably use about half a cup. Okay, it's literally just a case of constantly mixing. Right, now as you can see, I've used probably about, let's get this in view, I've probably used about just under about 3/4 to between about half and 3/4. With this, you do want this as sticky, so basically it does pretty much stick to your hands even when you let go of it. There you go, if you can get to let go of it. So with that, that's pretty much the way I've always done it, and I found it pretty good, to be honest. Right, so let me just put this out of the way now. Just get the water out of the way. Right. Next thing, with the tin, since being at home now, I like to tend to use greaseproof paper. With that though, if you are out and about, you can already cut the greaseproof paper down so it fits the perfect size for when you get there. Either that, I have had no issues with actually basically just using a bit of oil or a bit of butter on the inside, and that has always worked well also. So I'll just put this in here now and open it up. I've left this to be quite a bit taller than what's needed. As I said, it will tend to rise quite a bit due to the baking powder in there. Okay, that is now done. It's been packaged into the tin, and what I'm now going to do is put it into the oven. When I'm at home, if I don't mind waiting, I will put it in about 170 to 180, which is about gas mark 3, give or take, I think it is, for about 40 minutes. What you need to remember though is when you are doing this over a campfire, if you you don't put this directly inside, you have a larger tin, and inside you put 3 small stones, and you sit this on top of the stones, and then you put tin foil over the top. What that then does is creates actually a hot oven for this to sit inside, and then you basically put embers on the top of the tin foil and you bury it around the actual tin itself. With that though, is what you need to remember is that the embers are a lot hotter than what your oven is, and it will actually cook within probably about 10, 15, 20 minutes. But if you're not fully sure if it's cooked or not, just remember, if you've got to hand this metal fork, your knife, whatever, just push it down inside, pull it out and make sure it's clean when it's done through. So I'm going to set this off now, and I'll let you have a look in a little while when it comes back out. Right everyone, so I've just got this out of the actual oven. It's been in there now for, I said about 30 minutes, but it actually turned out to be about 40 minutes. I did dip it a couple of times just to see if it would cook through, and it was a little bit soft still on the bottom, so I just left it for a little bit longer. But it's literally now, it's just a case of letting it cool down and taking it out of the tin. But sometimes it comes out easily, sometimes it doesn't, but due to this, there you go, due to the actual, that's a bit hot, due to the actual greasy-proof paper, as you can see, it comes out absolutely lovely. So that is my loaf. Let's get rid of that. There's that bit, just drops off the bottom as well. So that's all pretty much done now. I would just let this settle down now, cool down for a little bit. As I tend to, I just let it settle now for a good 20 odd minutes. I just sit on top of the tin, keeps it warm but allows it to air down and cool down to a gradual room temperature. Alright, so I'll pop back in about 5 minutes time, 10 minutes time once it's cooled down a bit better, and it's a bit easier to handle, and we'll go from there. And then we'll get slicing up and you guys can have a look on the inside. Okay, see you in a bit. Right now guys, it's been about 10 minutes. I've given this a chance to cool down now. It's nowhere near as hot as what it was. So it's basically just a case of a nice sharp knife. I tend to have this with jam, to be honest. It comes out lovely. There you go. So you tend to have all your raisins in it, as you can still see the steam coming off. It's still springy and lovely. And yeah, bit of jam, or as the wife has it with jam and butter. I've seen people apply cream on it. But yeah, so I'll carry on letting that cool down. But yeah, so there you go. Hope you have fun and try it yourself, and thank you for checking out my channel and my video. Feel free to click on the subscribe button. I haven't done much as yet because I am still pretty new channel. I've had the channel for quite a while now, but it is new to actually using it. So due to new jobs now, I can start getting a bit more spare time now and start doing this more gradually. But anything to do related with bushcraft and stuff like that, I will actually be moving through now and starting to make videos a bit better and gradually progress on with other stuff. If there's anything you would like me to try to talk on, if I can, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of the box, and I will also leave all the information I've given on this already, i.e. the percentages of stuff, cooking temperatures, and so on and so on. I'll leave that in the descriptions bar as well. So many thanks for following, and have a nice day.